everybody. My name is Amanda. I'm the Education Director for Deadwood History, and today we are going to read a story. We are going to read Sam and the Lucky Money by Karen Chin. We're going to read this book today because Deadwood actually has a really long history of a Chinese community here in Deadwood. In 1876, when gold was found and everybody rushed into the area to find gold, Chinese immigrants came with them. They were also looking for gold, and eventually they moved from land claims and prospecting to owning their own businesses. And early Deadwood was very vibrant with the Chinese community. They had their own space in downtown Deadwood, and they had their own businesses. Families lived here. They were neighbors. They celebrated their own cultures while also teaching their cultures to their neighbors in Deadwood. One of those traditions that they like to celebrate and that we still celebrate today is China's most important festival, which is Chinese New Year. Every year in Deadwood, we celebrate Chinese New Year by having a youth workshop. And we like to talk about the history of the Chinese community here in Deadwood, as well as what it means to put on this Chinese New Year celebration. So every year, for about 2 weeks, they celebrate the Chinese New Year, which is a little bit off of the American New Year, because they follow the lunar cycle. This year is the Year of the Rat, and we celebrated that this year by hosting a workshop, having some Chinese food, and making some crafts that looked like rats, and they were very cute. And that one of the other traditions that we do, and that the Chinese immigrants did and Chinese still do during Chinese New Year, is they do a red envelope ceremony. The red envelope ceremony is where you give a gift to a child with a little bit of a monetary value in it. So it's got a gold coin or a dollar bill, something like that in there. So this one has a little rat on it. These were donated by the Wongs. They have been great supporters of our youth workshops throughout the years, and we appreciate their continued generosity. So this is our red envelope, and we're gonna read about Sam and the Lucky Money and his red envelope story. So we're gonna go ahead and read this. It's called Sam and the Lucky Money by Karen Chin. Everybody ready? All right. Sam and the Lucky Money. Sam could hardly wait to get going. He zipped up his jacket and patted his pockets. It was time to go to Chinatown for New Year's Day. Sam thought about sweet oranges and lucky money, crisp dollar bills tucked in small red envelopes called leases. Sam's grandparents gave him leases every New Year. Each envelope was decorated with a symbol of luck: 2 golden mandarins, a Chinese junk, a slithering dragon, a giant peach. Sam's leases were embossed in gold. Sam counted out $4. Boy, did he feel rich. His parents said he didn't have to buy a notebook or socks as usual. This year, he could spend his lucky money his way. Sam, his mother called, it's time to go shopping. Hurry so we don't miss the lion. Coming, said Sam. The streets hummed with the thump of drums and the clang of cymbals. Everywhere, dusty red smoke hung in the air, left by exploding firecrackers. Give me your hand, said his mother. I don't want you to get lost. Sam took her hand reluctantly. It seemed like everyone was shopping for New Year's meals. There were so many people crowded around the overflowing vegetable bins that Sam had to look out for elbows and shopping bags. Right next to the vegetable stand were 2 huge red paper mounds. Sam kicked the piles with his right foot and then with his left foot until he created a small blizzard. On his 3rd kick, he felt his foot land on something strange. "Aya!" someone cried out in pain. Startled, he looked up to find an old man sitting against the wall. The stranger was rubbing his foot. Bare feet in winter, Sam thought. Where are his shoes? Sam stared at the man's dirty clothes as he backed away. He found his mother picking out oranges, and he tugged on her sleeve, pulling her harder than he meant to. "Hey, I need this arm," she said. "Where have you been? It's time to go." For once, Sam was glad to follow his mother. In the bakery window, Sam eyed a gleaming row of fresh char siu bao, his favorite honey-topped buns. When they opened the door, the smell of sweet egg tarts and coconut pastries erased any thought of the stranger. Sam wondered how many sweets he could buy with $4. "Nay, you mat ye ah," said a young woman from behind the counter. When Sam gave her a puzzled look, she repeated the question in English. "What do you want?" Sam was about to ask for buns when he noticed a tray full of New Year's cookies. They were shaped like fish with fat pleated tails that looked like little toes. He couldn't help but think of the old man again. Sam decided he wasn't hungry after all. Suddenly, he heard a noise from outside that sounded like 1,000 leaves rustling. He ran to the window to see what was happening. Let's find out. "Look," he yelled. Bundles of firecrackers were exploding in the street. Rounding the corner was the festival lion, followed by a band of cymbals and drums. Sam pulled his mother outside. The colorful lion wove down the street like a giant centipede. Teased by a clown wearing a round mask, it tossed its head up and down. It came to a halt in front of a meat market and sniffed a giant lychee that hung in the doorway, along with a bouquet of lettuce leaves. With loud fanfare, the band urged the lion towards its prize. "Take the food, take the money, bring us good luck for the new year," Sam shouted along with the others. His heart pounded in time with the drum's beat. With a sudden lunge, the lion devoured the lychee all in one eye blink and continued down the street. The crowd clapped and then quickly dispersed. "That was a hungry lion," Sam's mother joked. Now he felt hungry too and wanted to go back to the bakery. But just then, a large grand opening sign caught Sam's eye. In the window were cars, planes, robots, and stuffed animals. A new toy store, just the place to spend his lucky money. Sam ran down one aisle, then another. He examined a police car with a wailing siren and flashing lights. He squeezed a talking pig and laughed at its loud oink oink. Then he spotted the basketballs. A new basketball was the perfect way to spend his lucky money. But when he saw the price tag, he got angry. "I only have $4, he shouted. "I can't buy this." In fact, everything he touched cost more than that. "What is $4 good for?" he complained, stamping his feet. His mother scrunched up her eyes the way she always did when she scolded him and guided him out the door. Sam couldn't help it. Even with all the shiny gold on them, the lychee seemed worthless. "Sam, when someone gives you something, you should appreciate it," his mother said as she marched him along. Sam stuffed his lychees back in his pocket. The sun had disappeared behind some clouds. He was starting to feel the chill. He dragged his feet along the sidewalk. Suddenly, Sam saw a pair of bare feet and instantly recognized them. They belonged to the old man he had seen earlier. The man also remembered him and smiled. Sam froze in his steps, staring at the man's feet. His mother kept walking. When she turned back to check on Sam, she noticed the old man. "Oh," she said, shifting her shopping bag so she could dig in her purse for some coins. "Sorry, I only have a quarter." The man bowed his head several times in thanks. "He acts like it's $1,000,000, Sam thought, shaking his head. As they started to walk away, Sam looked down at his own feet, warm and dry in his boots. Suddenly he stopped. "Can I really do anything I want with my lucky money?" he asked. "Yes, of course," his mother answered. Sam pulled his leases from his pocket. The golden dragon looked shinier than ever. He ran back and thrust his lucky money into the surprised man's hands. "You can't buy shoes with this," he told the man, "but I know you can buy some socks." The stranger laughed, and so did Sam's mother. Sam walked back to his mother and took her warm hand. She smiled and gave a gentle squeeze. As they headed home for more New Year's celebration, Sam knew he was the lucky one. The end. Thank you all very much for joining me as we read this book. We try to do videos throughout the week. Check us out on Facebook or our website, and we will have announcements on when we do more things like this and as we go through the Deadwood community. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.